Welcome to the DIY3DTech.com channel.
Welcome to this edition of DIY3DTech.com. I'm going to do a couple episodes on working with Maker Rails. One of the things, working with the 2UP, I've been doing some modifications, and I'm also building a laser cutter. And for both of those modifications, I'm working with this Maker Rail. So I thought it'd be handy to do a couple episodes on this, kind of familiarize maybe the YouTube audience a little bit, my subscribers, with how this all works, and we'll go from there. So basically, Maker Rail comes in a couple different sizes, primarily 20 by 20 millimeters and 20 by 40 millimeters is what we'll be working with in this video. Here I have basically a 20 by 20 piece, and as you can see as I rotate it, there are grooves cut into this, angled grooves, and you can kind of see a little bit in there, and there's also an end hole. These can be tapped so you can put a piece of threaded rod in there and mount multiples of these together to get different lengths, or put end caps on them. We'll talk a little bit about those a little bit later. However, I just kind of want to introduce you. So this is a 20 by 20, and it's 500 millimeters long, a little short of 20 inches long, if you will. And one of the things that works nice is number 8 screws work really nice with these. So you can see here what I've done is I've inserted a couple actual nuts inside the race, if you will. The general concept of this too, with this angled race, and again I'll cover it a little bit more in a future video, is for wheels to run in it, and also timing belts and for motors to pull along. But for this one, we're going to really just use this structurally, and to do that, one of the things also that I've created is a foot, both a vertical foot and I guess it's vertical either way, so both, either a setting foot or something to set on foot. And we'll be using this both ways, actually. So this one will actually become a foot for the 2UP printer, which will sit on a table like this. It has number 8 screws, 1/2 inch, that are recessed into it. And then basically the way that this works is it sets inside the nuts for the track, and this is kind of a magnetic head screwdriver, so it's moving along with it. So basically what we do is we've already placed the nuts in the track through the ends. Now, one of the things that I also caution is not all nuts are created equal, so the tolerance of these nuts are fairly tight with regards to going in. So you might get one or two that doesn't fit very well. And again, with the 1/2 inch number 8s, it's about they stand about a 1/4 inch proud, or about a 1/4 inch above the rail. So whatever you do needs to have that, because again, the way it works is it's going to pull tight from pulling the bolt up, not so much going down, because there's not too much past the nut that the screw can actually go down to tighten downwards on. So as you see, I've now have this on here, and this will actually become a foot. Now I've placed it here arbitrarily, but now to become a foot, there'll be actually 2 of them on this rail, and they'll set on a surface and provide it a little bit lift off. I will be doing some that will have adjustable feet on them for the DaVinci printer bracket, which I'll cover in another video, but I'm going to put this up on Thingiverse, and I did want to put a little bit of a video of how this goes together. Now, the other piece you could do is you could put 2 of them up here, and again, you could set something on here, you know, as it's holding something. Now, these are about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches round, offset by 2 3/4 lobes, again with recessed number 8 screws in them. So anyways, this is the first video in a series that I'm going to be doing on Maker Rails. So now, as I mentioned, it's worthwhile picking up the larger, as you see I've got here, the standard zinc, both I think around 100 bolts, 8 by 32 by 1/2 inch, 8 by 32 nuts, and number 8 washers. You pick these up. This is probably around $12 at the local Home Depot. You know, and because you can get the metrics offline, but with the metrics it's a bit more expensive, and these work just as good, and the kind of chrome fits in versus the blackhead, so it's a little bit up to your taste and economics. However, I can run down, if I run out of these, I can run down to the local Home Depot a mile away and get them. Whereas with the metrics, I'm going to have to order them offline because nobody around here carries them. And again, this is some real handy stuff because I'll also do a video on corner brackets when we make the actual laser bed for the laser cutter, which is on my to-do list. So I've got all the parts for it. This is actually a piece for one of the arms that I'm using for this demonstration. So hopefully this made some sense, and it's going to be a good first introduction to Maker Rail. And again, look for this piece up on Thingiverse. Cheers. If it helped you out, click thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot.